Hello guys. Whoa, that's a great start to the video. Anyways, hello guys. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be looking at shipping, what has happened the past week for shipping, dry bulk, tankers, and so on. But first, I want to show you, I'm not that well into shipping and all what the different pronunciations and so on is called. If you want to learn a lot about shipping, in my view, you follow this guy on Twitter, @_Finn. I think he knows everything you need to know about shipping. So I highly recommend you go and follow that guy or this account even for shipping. You can see he has almost 24,000 followers, so definitely noteworthy. Again, just a shout out to Ed Finley here. I've been following for like a half a year. I was not disappointed at all. And now let's get back into the charting. I will post his tag in the video, but anyways, you can find it yourself, I guess. It's not that difficult. Good old shipping. I had a request from last week's video where I should split up, the charts into Baltic Dry companies and then tankers. So I did my best. If I had something mislabeled, please let me know. But I did my best here, so we will first go through the Baltic Dry index and the stocks, and then tankers. Again, correct me if I've mislabeled anything or something like that. Beautiful. Now that we have that out of the way, let's get into what and why we're here for. The charts for shipping in week, what is it, 37, I guess. The BDRY, the Baltic Dry Index, is having a tiny early, maybe not, candle here last week. Let's see where it takes. For me to call that this could be a big-ish breakout of that channel here to the upside. Again, I would like to get above, obviously, the upper trend of the channel, the 30 weekly, and this squeeze right here, this bear flag. Want to get above, let's call it 1260, 1270, 1280 on a weekly basis. Then I think, oh, all right, we might have a go here for this neckline right there. And that, of course, at the 1450, that would be okay. Now we're in an uptrend again if we can get into this stage here. But for now, we are in a bear flag, no matter how you put it, in my view. And we can easily just go all the way down here to the lower, longer-term trend line if it plays out in that direction. Until proven otherwise, we are neutral with a bearish, I guess, a bearish tone to the Baltic Dry Index for now. But if you get up here, I'm heavily bullish all of a sudden. So it can change quickly depending on what happens. The BDRY, the dry bulk shipping ETF, you can see here I have listed all the Baltic Dry companies. Hopefully they are correct. If not, correct me. And the tankers, and then we have some miscellaneous stuff down here that I couldn't label. Weekly, great weekly candle actually for the BDI. Same to when we looked at the BDI index, we are close to a minor breakout, and that reflects here as well on the BDRY, the shipping ETF. So let's see, can we take out this short-term golden trend line? Then we have something to work on. Again, this was the initial very short-term squeeze, and now we maybe, if we can get to the upside, we can start to attack these lows here, at around 6 and 7, in that. And then we have the 30 weekly coming down here. So we have some work to do, but maybe we can get an early baby step into to gain some momentum short term, which then later on could lead into some longer term bullishness. But overall now it's a big downtrend, nothing to it. But as you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5-wave count I think is valid. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if we visit the lows here at the March 2020. So I'm not doing anything right now where we are. I don't have any clear signals on the bullish side, and I'm not shorting it. So I'm not going to take any signals to the downside. Good. CTRM, can't catch your breath. I know it's a hated stock. So yeah, just can't seem to get up from this green long-term support. Will it hold? We shall see. Breaking down here, obviously insanely bearish. Getting above there, insanely bullish. And we are coming into an apex where we have to decide. But again, I don't know how many times this floor can hold. You know, the bounces are getting smaller and smaller. Yes, we have this bounce here on some financing, but still, I have a bearish tone to this one here. So let's see what happens later on. NM Navios Maritime Holdings. We have this green floor here, which is holding for now, and then we have that golden trend line coming down here. So again, similar. What's happening here decides the fate to the downside or to the upside. This triangle here, and in 2024, we are at the exact apex, so there's no more space in that triangle. Obviously, this we saw right here, that breakout retesting and then going sideways is obviously a good thing, but we need to get the move up here very soon and get above that 30 weekly, which is right here. So let's see next week if there's any changes. As you can see, for the past many weeks, nothing has happened. Basically, we have been in a range between 2 and 1.6. So for like almost for the past half a year, nothing has happened at all. SBLK, we are looking at, or at least I am looking at this formation here. Let me do like this for better visuals. There we have the long-term golden, right? And obviously there is some sort of channel here that I haven't drawn in. Let's do like that quickly. In a head and shoulders formation in the making. We still haven't taken out the neckline, which is right here. You can see the pits are there. If we start to break down here, then we have a measured move here at around 8. Also very close to the golden trend line, which will be an amazing buying opportunity in my book if we get there. To negate this, the first step needs to take out that golden trend line here and the 30 weekly. Let's zoom in for better visuals. There it is. And then, yeah, that golden trend line there. If you can get above here, then we have some short-term momentum. Obviously, as you might know if you have seen my videos, to negate this head and shoulders, we need to take out the right shoulder high at roughly 25. That's the ultimate negation. So this is the first step for the bullish side, and then we need to take it out. But again, let's see if it holds this neckline here at 17. Very textbook head and shoulders formation in the making. Again, I would be happy to buy down here. I don't know the dividends, 14%, and that would be higher if you go down here. Then it will be like, I don't know, 20, 25, depending on what they do at that time. But still, that would be a beautiful entry in my view. GLBS, Globals Maritime. Very weird chart, to be honest. Nothing. It's really difficult to chart, but we are in this one here. Again, you can, that squeeze there, and the 30 weekly is coming down here, acting like resistance all the way down. So first off, we need to have a big pop here before I get interested, and then I maybe buy a pullback. But for now, it's just getting hammered. But the momentum is drawing out, and maybe, excuse me for messing it up here, maybe we get that pop here, and then we will see what happens. But that's the first step. But again, strange charts to look at, very strange. Again, here with the head and shoulders formation in the Baltic Dry sector. Golden trend line there. There you have the head and shoulders formation. We did break down here and got back above, and now we are flagging right at that neckline, coming across right there. That's actually quite bullish if we break to the upside from that flag right here. That's very bullish, negating the entire, well, not negating, but all these people here that are short, people are shorting here and they are shorting here, they are now caught, you know, the ones that hasn't already covered. So let's see if we can get a break above. Let me make it more clear so you have a chance to see what I'm looking at that one right there. If we do, mighty bullish. But again, let's see. For now, you're not doing anything in my view. It could go either way because we are below the neckline. Almost. Maybe you could move it down the neckline just a tad here. Maybe it's there. Give or take in that means. So we are very close to get down below again the neckline, which obviously is not a good thing. So it could go either way in my view. DNORD. Again, that was a beautiful breakout. Too bad I didn't look at it at that point in time, because that was an amazing entry with the shorter term, you know, inverted head and shoulders and the 3 major long-term spikes, lower low. That's a beautiful entry. Man, I wish I bought that one. And you know, they pay hefty dividend as well. Jesus Christ. Anyway, you cannot go back in time, not yet at least. So again, we have this in the Baltic Dry Index sector. We have these head and shoulders formation that are taking place all over. Yeah, taking place all over the place. But again, we are above the longer term here, which is the ideal. If we start to break down from that, then I would caution. Again, the 30 weekly is turning over here. So I think for the next 6 months or so, 3 to 6 months, nothing will happen. And then we will see if we do like this, you know, later on in time. But for now, I will not do anything at all. I don't have a position, so yeah. Again here, EGLE, Eagle Bulk Shipping. Oh, my nose is itching. The inverted the head and shoulders formation is there. The neckline is here. We have dipped below twice now. Let's see how long it holds, really. Can it withstand a move here? The 30 weekly is coming down. So again, getting below here, that level at 40, that seals the deal. And then we have a much lower target for that topping pattern there. Again, on the contrary, we have ESEA. I think it's a heavy paying. 8%. That's still very nice. Look at this one here, the perfect downtrend channel. You can just see all the interactions that is just on the way down and to the downside as well. But that's in the rear mirror. And then we did, I'm just messing everything up now. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Let's just take a breather. There it is. Then we did take out that long-term, very, very long-term downtrend with the magic retest. And there we are. So what you have here, that's the pole. That's the bull flag right there. Or if you want to be on the safe side, you have it up here. But again, I would argue that it is here and that this was a fake out to the upside. And now this is the real deal. Looks beautiful long-term. Would I be a buyer here? The way I see it, you know, we are in a massive uptrend right now, just starting, and every, you know, pullback that you get on the way should be bought. Again, just like we did on other charts. Let me just remove all that good stuff. Hope you didn't get seasick. You know, you can start to measure the moves down from the previous cycle up. You had a 40% there, 30, 40, 30. Okay, so you have an idea on the pullbacks on the way up. So you can add that kind of thinking on this potential big move up here. Every time you get like a 30% pullback, that's your entry. Of course, you go down to like 40, yes, but you know, look from past history. That's one way to do it. Again, not financial advice, but that's how it acted in the previous first leg up. And the third leg up, you will see similar pullbacks, and that could be your way of entry. GOGL, again, with that inverted, with that head and shoulders, excuse me, they are all over the place in the Baltic Dry sector. The neckline is here at 7.75. We have made the retest and it's now maybe rolling over. And I'm saying maybe because a big step would be to take out that longer-ish term golden trend line going back to mid 2022. Meaning if we break to the upside here, if I say if, that means that I'm also quite certain that we will break that one, then we would get above the neckline and then have a go at the 30 weekly, which is coming down, which would be very bullish because then there's a lot of people that are short here that would get stuck. Again, until that is proven, then we have a bearish mindset here, in my view, because we are below the neckline, we are below the golden longer-ish term trend line there. So the highest odds is that we roll over. Again, it's all a game of probabilities. Up, exact same again on a different chart. The head and shoulders, the topping pattern here, again sitting right here, toying with the neckline. Similar, breaking down here. That's the bearish side of it. If you can get to the upside, taking out this one again, and get above this cluster here, then we have a bullish take on it. So I think, you know, for the remaining of 2024, the Baltic Dry Index will decide its own fate to the upside or the downside. DSX, quite similarly, but with a bit more of a squeeze type here. You can see we are way into the apex here. Again, we are below the 30 weekly, and we are close to breakdown from that neckline right here. And so the bias is to the downside again for this stock as well. Also see how, you know, this level here at around 6. You can see the clear resistance, support and resistance line at around 6.5, give or take. So let's see what happens here. If we get that big drop here, there will be a beautiful testing here down at around 2, and we are currently at 3.5. So 2.5, yeah, in that range. Okay, now we're going to tankers, the ETF first, boat. On the weekly here, this is a bearish wedge. We are below the 30 weekly and also below that long-term internal golden trend line right there. And it looks like if we go to the daily very quickly, we're breaking down and probably going for that retest from the bottom side of that bearish structure. So again, I have a bearish take on the tankers as well, as long as we are not getting back above here again. The best case scenario is that we go sideways for some time and then hopefully we break that trend line there. But for now, it looks like it wants to go lower from that bearish formation right there. So TNK, there it is. Long-term parallel channel. There it is, the connections. It didn't quite touch here. And again, we are in an uptrend, but we are starting to struggle here with the momentum. You can see here we are testing the 30 weekly more often now. And we need to get above, you know, let me make a perfect line here instead. There you have it. We really need to get above that line to regain the momentum to the upside. Otherwise, we are probably stalling or having a down move of some sort. So that's really how I see it. I guess if you would copy that one, you can copy, you can put it down here. Yes, you have it there. You can see it's currently trying to form a bull flag. But the 30 weekly has more momentum than the actual price right now, which is a topping type indicator. TORM here, that was a beautiful entry in the hindsight back in 2022. I was not involved, but that is a big inverted head and shoulders going back 5 years and big run up. And now we are squeezing in that pennant right here. As long as we're in that pennant, we don't do anything in my view. So let's wait and see when and if we do take out that pennant, or if we need to have a third impulse lower low, and then possibly do the breakout. Or again, there are many ors because nothing is set in stone. But then you also have that formation here with a neckline that is going down, which is not textbook per se, but still to some degree valid as long as it doesn't go like this. The angle is quite all right, I guess. DHT, still above that massive zone here between 8 and 9, excuse me. And as long as we are above that zone, it's all good. But you can see the head and shoulders and the possible diamond formation here, which is a topping indicator. Again, when can we say that, oh, maybe we have some upside? That's it. The height of the head and the height of the right shoulder. That's your first baby steps to try to negate the bearish tones that it has. This one here, but again, we are above that major flip zone. You know, the support and resistance zone here. So yeah. Now we have some miscellaneous stocks here that I couldn't find a category for. Again, if you know what they are, let me know. Let me see here. Petroleum, maybe that should have been the tankers one. Anyways, we will fix that for the next video. That right there was a beautiful test of that pivot high over here back from 2019. We still have that target in place from that inverted head and shoulders. We haven't reached it yet, so I assume that we will kiss that sooner or later. But now we are below that 30 weekly, which is here, and starts to curl down again. So we need to have a move to the upside in order to negate, so we can start to curl up again. So again, if you have a position here, it's totally fine. As long as we are above 40, this is all good in the hood. NAT, again, long-term weird chart. I want to show you the exact, I did it once before. This was a big head and shoulders formation, neckline here. That's the measured move, and look what we did. Perfect tag of that measured move going back 20 years. Beautiful. And now we are in a bearish wedge. There it is, starting to break down from that wedge right here. So be careful, early signs that this needs a correction before maybe we have more upside. So be careful. Good. Maybe this should be in the tankers as well. Anyways, beautiful uptrend channel here within. This is the green uptrend. That's the stunning one. The parallel, all that good stuff. Oh, we also have a parallel yellow channel here, which we also are involved in. But again, we are coming into an apex between those two. And yeah, at some point in time, they usually break down to the downside. But let's see how it goes. There are some major resistance up here at some point in time. But for now, it points to a correction before we can actually go there. Again, my prediction, again, this is way out in the future. So, but for now, we are in a green, beautiful uptrend. So don't overthink it. And it also pays a decent dividend, doesn't it? It pays like, yeah, 20%. So that's nice. That's very nice. GGH. We looked at this one here and said, if we can get above that white all-time high resistance, then it's very, very bullish. But again, you can see it just quite couldn't at the moment. So we are having a pullback right here down towards the 30 weekly. Let's see what happens. Again, getting above that all-time highs, very bullish. If we go all the way down here to these lows at around 26, 27, that's also a decent place to buy if you wanna add for a possible double bottom before we break out. But again, long term, way into the future. So yeah, let's see. Sim. It was all the rage up here, and now it's just tanking down. We are down to the IPO levels, and I said to myself, I think we were here at some point. If we get down to the IPO levels, I will be a buyer. But then again, now I'm not so sure. So I'm asking you if you know more about this company. Why has it tanked so much? I know they bought hell of a lot of vessels at some point in time, but still, I don't know if I want to maybe buy it here, maybe wait for some bouncing here if we get that, or if I want to wait for that big one here to get above the 16 again before and to have the confirmation of the bottom. I don't know. I really don't know. If you know anything about the company, please comment below so we can help each other out. This one I need to go to the daily TORM. The uptrend channel right here is broken. We're going down, retesting, and now we're rolling. I wouldn't say rolling over, but we are on the backside of that uptrend, which is not ideal. Again, if we stay here, I think the path would be to go down and visit these highs here at roughly 4.5 before we can have any possible further upside. But yeah, let's see. Do they pay a dividend? I think they do. No, they don't. So that's all I had for shipping today. And I hope you like the sectors that so we have them all at once. Before they were mixed, so they kind of give a weird signal, I guess. Yeah, as always, comment below. I hope you like these weekly updates on shipping. I know not many people are looking at shipping. I have a tiny fraction of investment in shipping, but at some point in time, I hope to get more. The dividends are good, and they can actually do very well in an uptrend. So yeah, I hope you all have a great day. And if you like what you see, subscribe, comment. You know what to do, YouTube. Have a great day.